There's a lot of positions to feel great about on this Kentucky basketball team. Are there any that we should have a little bit of concern about? That's the conversation on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined as always by the one, the only Carson Nash. And Carson, I think we got to get this thing kicked off with you showing us the photograph that you added to our little recording area.
Yeah. So as many listeners know, my brother is going into his senior year at the Center Colonels. You know, he's the right tackle for them, and they always do something special for seniors whenever they're getting ready for fall camp. And if you suffer from epilepsy and scary images, look away.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I mean, just absolutely incredible stuff right there. That is so great. I mean, when I saw that picture, I was just like, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That's awesome. So shout out to Jake. He's going to have a great year. Hopefully Center goes all the way. They got a damn good team this year. So hopefully, and we're taking over Danville again this year. We're gonna have to do that for a game and just make the other team's life hell for one evening. But so getting into this conversation, Carson, this is one that I think is going to be an interesting conversation because it's different knowing how deep Kentucky is. That's the conversation. Kentucky has the deepest roster in all of college basketball. I mean, many have said that, and that's kind of the spot Kentucky's in right now. They're very, very deep. But are there any positions that we should have maybe a little bit of concern? So I'll start off, Carson, and I think that, frankly, and we'll see if you have a difference in opinion for me than this, but the only spot that I have a hair of concern about would be point guard. And I'm going to explain why. I mean, as much as we believe in Jalen Lowe, I mean, I literally got off the phone. I yelled at Boff on the phone for 10 minutes about how good Jalen Lowe is going to be and how everyone's saying he's not going to be good. An idiot. And I stand by that. I believe that. I mean, I think that he is going to be an absolutely dominant player, but there are still some concerns with, you know what I mean? Like, we can sit here and say that all we want. I can sit here and tell you how good he's going to be or how much better he's going to be in the Pope offense and how much more efficient he's going to be. I can say it to you, but he's still got to go out there and do it. That's the reality. So I think that he's going to be great. I think the efficiency numbers are going to improve. I think he's going to shoot the ball better from three. He's going to shoot the ball better from the field, but he's got to come out and do it. And then after losing, what was the kid's name? Gosh, the point guard. Why am I blanking on his name? Went to Nova.
Oh,
that was committed.
Gosh, I thought
I know.
It's a Caden Lewis. I thought you were talking about Dent for a second.
No, a Caden Lewis. After Caden Lewis left, and kind of left us in a spot where that is still a concern for me. We really don't, I would say, have a natural backup point guard. Aberdeen can do it. He did it last year at Florida. I think Colin Chandler can do it. I think Jasper can handle the basketball. Heck, Coach Pope said even Otega always been handling the basketball. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We're sitting here talking about concerns. I mean, they don't have to be massive concerns, but so what I'm saying is, if I had a single position on this team that I'm a hair concerned about, it would be point guard. But I mean, those of you that listen to this podcast, every time we put one out, know that we're not concerned about this team at all. But if I had to pick one, that would be the one I have. What about you, Carson?
Yeah. Mine is somewhat of a guard position. I have the 3 position tabbed is the one I'm most worried about because, you hear great things about Aberdeen, and I think he's going to start probably at the 3. But you also need depth behind him. And Cam Williams and Jasper, I feel like, suffer from the same thing, which is lack of physicality. Now, they're both going to be amazing for shooting, and Cam will be great at defense. We'll see how Jasper we'll see how his season goes when he suits up. But I feel like this position is we have stars everywhere else, and this is the
Yeah.
one position where we need this player, either whether it be Aberdeen, Jasper, or Cam Williams, to kind of step out of that shell and become a star player. So it's not saying that they aren't good players. It's just that we have stars at every other position.
Yeah.
So we need this position to step up as well, and get to that star status, which I definitely think Aberdeen can achieve. And I think there's a chance for Cam Williams to achieve that, and even Jasper Johnson. So and like we always talk about here, we can play a lot of different positions, right? I mean, you could see Denzel Aberdeen at the 1 and Cam Williams at the 3, or Denzel Aberdeen at the 3 and Jalen at the 1. So they're going to be interchangeable, but you got to have those 3 guys, in my opinion, step up and play to their best abilities.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, that we are the biggest believers in the world in this Kentucky basketball team. So nobody take this as crazy hate. We're just throwing out some potential, every basketball team. I mean, the Bulls with Jordan had their fair share of problems, I'm sure. I don't know. I wasn't live, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, even great teams have some things that maybe they could be a little bit better at. That's just the reality. And so I think these are some spots that, like, from the argument I just made, Jalen Lowe could come out and be an all-SEC point guard, and then everything I just said is irrelevant because he's an absolute star. I think that's what's going to happen. The point I'm trying to argue is, here's something that could be a concern if Lowe isn't as good as Carson, I believe he's going to be, which we think he's going to be great. I mean, I think he's probably, if you had to pick an MVP of summer so far, it's been him based on every report we've heard. But that's just kind of my take there. And I agree with you, Carson. I mean, I think that which I think putting a position on our backcourt, I think is tough to do. And you say this all the time, Carson, but I mean, just because they are interchangeable. I mean, the 1, 2, and 3, they can all do everything at each of those spots. Like that's the reality there. So I always find that to be, tough to kind of break it down. But I think that I agree with you. I think our defense off the bench, I'd say physicality, because I think Cam Williams is a great defender. How physical is he?
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
How's his physicality going to translate to the SEC? That's basically what I'm saying with Jasper and Cam.
And Jasper, I have more concerns than with Cam Williams. I think we've heard, Coach Pope has raved on Cam Williams as a defender. So I really think that he's going to be a good defensive player. To me, I'm just looking at Jasper and saying, can he defend? We know Colin Chandler can defend. How well can Trent Noah defend? Like, that's kind of how I'm sitting and looking at this basketball team right now. I'd say, Carson, for my position, this is going to be a bold take, okay? And I have changed my opinion on a position group to where I think I'm almost the most confident in this group. And I think people are going to say I'm crazy, but give me the power forwards. And I'll tell you why. We already know who Mo Diaz is as a player. We know that when he played 20 minutes a game last year at Alabama, he was dominant. He was incredible on the boards, scoring, defensively. He's one of the best rebounding and defensive power forwards in college basketball, and he cleans a lot up around the rim. Is he the best, like, back to the basket type of guy? No, that's not his game. But he can clean things up around the rim. He uglies up a basketball game, and that's how he gets his points. That's how he gets his rebounds. And
he's really good in the pick and roll.
Exactly. And we know who he is as a player already. Yelovich is the wild card. He, of course, is on campus already. If you missed that episode, we talked about that on Tuesday. So go check that out. But he is, of course, on campus now. And I am just buying in to how good he can be. I mean, just everything that we've seen from these European scouts, what they've had to say about Yelovich. It's just, he's going to be a very good player. And as Carson and I like to say, I think the floor for him is a solid power forward in college basketball in the SEC. So that means the upside is one of the best in the country. So he's going to be a great player. I just have a ton of confidence in that room. I think they're going to fit this system well. I think they're going to be great.
Yeah, and for mine that I feel the most comfortable about, I'm going to go with a shocker here. and say the shooting guard position because it's headlined by none other than Mr. Otega-Oweh. And then you got guys coming off the bench that I think can succeed in that 2-guard position. Like, I think Jasper's probably more of a 2 than a 3. I think he comes off of screens well. He'll be open a lot based on the penetration we get. Colin Chandler can play the 2. He can shoot it. He can do everything, defend. I just feel certain. I mean, you could put Denzel Aberdeen at the 2. I just feel very confident in our 2-guard spot going forward.
I agree with you. I mean, it's hard to not be confident in Mr. Oweh. I mean, he's going to be so damn good this year. I'm so excited to see what he's going to put on film. I think I'm really.
Did you see Pope say he looks like the best defender like in college basketball? Like he's gotten better defensively.
I mean, I think he's going to be an all SEC defensive guy that scores 18 to 20 points a game. Like, so it's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's how special he can be. He can be a guy that is one of the best defenders on the floor while also giving you, 16 to 20 points in that range a night. Yep. He's just going to be special.
A little bit of Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, especially if he improves just a little bit, as we've talked about, as a shooter, which we know that's been a big offseason goal of his. What I find so interesting about this backcourt and what I want to see, the first thing that I want to see when we play Purdue, which, by the way, and I wrote an article about this the other day, those Kentucky fans that maybe haven't looked ahead to some of the schedules, or maybe you live somewhere in the state a few hours away, or you live in Tennessee or in Ohio, but you're a Kentucky fan, wherever, you got to get to Lexington for the weekend of October 24th and 25th, because on the 24th we scrimmage Purdue at home in Rupp Arena. On the 25th, we played Tennessee on the Gridiron in Kroger Field. And it's the last, couple days of Keeneland. Keeneland closes on the 25th. I mean, I don't know what you call it besides the perfect storm.
Yeah.
The perfect storm. And we know Bourbon takes the best in October. I mean,
the perfect storm.
It's going to be an incredible, incredible weekend.
I'm going to be in the eye of the storm. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, no kidding. Ask Boff where he's going to be that weekend because he's quite sick about it. Banned fall weddings. Listen. Now here I got a good question for you. Let's put this on pod so this can be. If you had of the Burl knowers, we like to watch games at the Burl Brew. It's our favorite place to watch Kentucky sporting events. And if you had to pick which of the Burl knowers was going to have a fall wedding, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, this is a good one.
It is a good. Me and Paul were talking about this yesterday.
Oh man, I don't want to slide him, but I think it's my dog JP. I think JP would have a fall wedding.
I could see it.
What about you?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Bob said too. This is what's funny about it. Who might throw a stray at? I mean, we know it wouldn't be Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. I'll just throw a stray. Oh man, I don't know, but Mike wouldn't do it. Trevor wouldn't do it.
I don't think Clay would do it.
I don't think Clay would do it. I'm gonna go with JP too. I'm gonna ride the wave. JP's catching straight today.
Sorry, JP.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah, that's a stray. I don't know. I'm just gonna ride the wave and go with what Carson said. But there you go. That's a fun. We'll have to send that later. But so that's fall weddings, ban them. And actually, like our buddy RJ's doing. Our buddy Ryan Johnson's getting married.
It's Friday night. That's fine.
His wedding's in Cincinnati on Friday. We're very excited to go see that. To go to that wedding. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I love weddings and we love RJ and we're excited about this. And it's on a Friday night before the Texas game. Perfect. Yeah. That's fine.
It's perfect.
Right? Just don't do it on a Saturday.
Have fun on Friday and then wake up and get to have more fun at the Texas game on Saturday.
Perfect storm right there. And it's walking distance to our favorite place in Cincinnati, the Hard Rock Casino, the reception. I mean, we've already got this thing mapped out. So that's our take. Fall weddings, Friday's acceptable. Saturday, maybe on a bye week. But even then, if it's a bye week for Kentucky, maybe you're missing Alabama, Georgia. So just don't do the fall weddings. Don't do it. Yeah. that'll be a foot down for me. I'm gonna say I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, I'm not doing it either.
Yeah. So there you go. That was honestly, we should have just titled the episode "Fall Weddings, Hell No." I think we should like have our own thing about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, these positions, Carson, on this basketball team, I feel pretty good about it. But the good news is, like, and I think you can agree with this, Carson, I had to reach to find concerns. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm having to reach deep in the back pocket to be like, well, I'm a little concerned about the point guard. Like, yes, is there a little bit of concern? Sure. But like, compared to some of the concerns we had last year, it doesn't even compare. Like,
you're more concerned about fall weddings.
I am. That's always more concerned about fall weddings. Fall weddings. So then what is the perfect time to have a wedding then? I'm thinking like,
oh, summer's really hot. I mean, unless you're doing it inside, summer's really hot.
Yeah.
Maybe spring, but then if you do
I don't
it
even know
too
when
early,
that is. I don't even know what that is. When is that?
Then you get if in spring, if you do it too early, you get like March, and then you're missing some of March.
The Reds
madness. So you can't do that. I'd say like May.
I mean, you just have to avoid all sports, but also the Reds can't be playing. The Reds can't be playing either. So
looks like Andrew ain't getting married anytime soon.
That's safe to say. Well, I mean, baseball season starts in, I guess, technically March, right? Is that like the opening day?
I think so.
Or is it?
It's got to be somewhere around there.
It might be April. I never forget this. It's really like whatever. But whenever baseball season, so yeah, that's a good. I think March is a terrible month to get married because you got March Madness. I don't know. I'd be willing to. I'd be willing to miss a Reds game for my wedding. I'll make that sacrifice, but just one, not like a doubleheader or nothing, you know. So there you go. Man, Fridays are off track day. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you got any other hot takes? We should just call it Hot Take Friday.
We should start like having like a segment where we can just throw hot takes out there. No, but I'll tell you something else I've been enjoying. If anybody here knows Frank from Barstool, I don't know if anyone knows who that is. He's a funny guy. He gets really upset when the Mets lose. And of course, the Reds right now are chasing down the Mets in the wild card race. And they are right on their tail. We're a half game behind.
You somewhat looked like Frank on Saturday night last weekend.
Yeah, that's fair.
After Ellie freaking made the worst error ever.
Yeah. After the Reds blew that game, I was a little Josh Block. But Frank the Tank posts these videos after the Mets lose, and he like breaks his glasses, and it's funny, and it's even funnier knowing that the Reds are the team chasing down the Mets. Like that, it makes it even funnier. So give me a hot.
You just keep up with Frank. You don't even have to watch the Mets game. Just watch his reaction. You know what happened.
Yeah. What's your hot take of the day?
Oh, gosh. Oh, well, here's an interesting one that I've seen brought up. Do you think John Wall should have his jersey retired here? Shout out John Wall, by the way. We didn't get to talk about it on our last pod. He retired. He was the first player that really got me into UK basketball, so I feel really old this week. But shout out to John Wall.
I think this is actually a really fun conversation. And the reason I think it's a fun conversation is because I think there's different ways to look at it. If I was going to tell you the perfect player to retire their jersey, I would say it's Mr. Anthony Davis. Now, because he won a natty. But, so first of all, you're exactly right, Cart. People in our age demographic that born in the 1995 to 2002 area, I'd say, like that 7-year span. John Wall probably made them fall in love with basketball. I'd say. I think that's pretty fair to say. You know, when he was here,
best high school mixtape of all time.
You haven't seen Kate Hiltz, clearly. But
I literally witnessed in person Kate Hilton get dunked on, and it was the best thing that I've ever seen. Oh,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I would have done that too. I wish I'd have been there.
We were going crazy. We went there just to see him get dunked on, and he got dunked on. It was awesome.
But so should his jersey get retired? Like I said, I think that demographic. You know, I was born in 2000. Carson was born in 2001. I think so. That would have made me. Would have been 9 or 10. You know, around there.
Right around. It was in third grade. That's all.
So
I don't know what my age was.
So I don't. Yeah. So I think that's fair. Like the 1995 to 2002, I'd say that demographic. John Wall probably made you fall in love with Kentucky basketball in general. And like the swagger he had, you know, like I think that, you still go to stagger in and get a John Wall shot.
Hell, he taught me how to Dougie.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, I think you could use some work, but
I don't know. I got a pretty good Dougie.
You do have a good Dougie, actually. That was unfair, but I don't know. I think that did he win a national championship here? No, he did. He was one of our number one picks, first of all, and I think that he set the tone for the era of Mr. Calipari. I think he did. I think he set the tone for who Coach Calipari became as a recruiter here, who he was. I think he set the tone, and he brought excitement to this program. So here's the deal. I'm not going to gripe if they retire his jersey. I would say that Anthony Davis probably is who I would lean to first, but I would put John Wall number 2 on the list of who. So do you disagree or agree with that?
No, I completely hear what you're saying. And the thing about it is a lot of those guys that are hanging in the rafters played here 4 years, got championships, that thing. And some people are going to be like, oh, he only played 1 year and only went to the Elite Eight, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, he made so much more of an impact than winning a championship would ever have on a university. Like you said, there's still John Wall shots roaming around at almost every bar. Yeah. And then you got the dance that everyone remembers. It's John Wall. I think you should retire his jersey because he deserves it. Who's to say that all those other players that we got in those extra years would have even came here if it weren't for John Wall? Yeah. You saw Julius Randle tweet about it.
Why
can't Karl Anthony Towns tweet about it? Like you saw a bunch of UK guys tweet like, "Oh, this is why I came to UK. It's because of John Wall." So I think he was the start of the Calipari era, which was an awesome and fun time. And so I think you got to give him that credit and give him his roses.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. If people do it, I'm all in on it. So there's a bold take. That's good.
I had his shoes. I had those Reebok. I was rocking those Reeboks.
Every kid did.
Yeah.
In Kentucky.
Yeah. I almost wore a freaking armband to class because I wanted to be like John Wall.
There you go. That'll be something fun. Start doing that. Start leaving bold takes in the comments, and we'll start talking about them. That's fun. I like a bold take. That's a good idea. Bold take Friday. It doesn't even have to be about sports. It can be about whatever you want. Fall weddings. We're anti-fall weddings.
Yeah, you can tell we're getting to the end of the off season.
Yeah, that is the funniest thing about working in media. That is when people are like getting deep in the off season, aren't you? Like, yep. And a lot of people are like, no, this is elite con. Yep, no, we're getting there. We've almost got sports ball coming up. But next week, I think Friday we'll have to decide. I think Thursday. You think Thursday or Friday makes sense to put up like a little preview for the Toledo game? I don't. Friday.
We'll have to see. I don't.
Yeah,
know.
You'll be out of town. But I'm just saying, we'll figure it out. So we'll have a podcast come out Monday or Tuesday, but then we'll put something out to preview the Toledo game. Rockets. So that'll be next week's. Yeah, we're previewing football. This time next week, we're previewing football. So that's exciting stuff. So you got anything else, Carson, before we get out of here?
One more thing.
Oh, that's awesome. There's Rick Vice.
Rick Vice. He looks like Rick Vice a little bit.
There's a bold take for you. Not really. If you haven't seen, I'm going to bless everyone here's weekend. If you haven't seen Division III football's finest, that is the funniest movie, seriously, of all time. It's the best.
Man.
We
Andrew, Me and
Yeah.
Andrew and John Payne and Matt and Adam can quote that whole entire movie.
And Boff, we got to put that
Boff too.
next time. Boff, well, but he dressed up as Coach Rick Fass for Halloween.
That can be on the next pod. I'll pull out everyone go watch it this weekend, and then you'll get a
appreciate it. So go watch that movie. It's hilarious. But hope everyone has a great weekend. Enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Helps us out a ton. And we will see you next time right here on the Wildcats Today podcast.